Hello my friends, once again from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It looks a little less crowded than yesterday, thank goodness for that. We said hi to the little owl that's right there before the paths kind of diverge, and now the objective is to get over to Apollo's Chariot and get my very first daytime ride on it, because for whatever reason, as it's worked out, I have only been on that one at night, which was amazing and incredible, especially in the back row. I'm passing by Escape from Pompeii right now and considering maybe getting on that later, but we'll see what we have time for. Yeah, sadly when I was here yesterday, I waited in 45 minutes in the line for this one, and it shut down and it came back up much later, so I didn't really have a chance to do anything about it, especially with the locker system being the way they are. Too many people here, not enough lockers. Seems to be a common theme here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I'm not even sure if I brought up Pantheon yet, because it was crazy yesterday, and I definitely wasn't thinking about Pantheon when I was here for that hour at the end of the night a couple weeks ago. But I'm seeing the spike right here, so I'm thinking maybe let's go visit it real quick. So there's the spike off in the distance that I was mentioning. And then over here is the actual entrance, which is interesting to me that this kind of tiny little area within Italy is going to be getting its own another coaster, because there's Tempesto right there, and then of course Apollo's Chariot right there. So this little area is going to be very busy, but we have no signs of when it might be opening. I see a whole bunch of merch for 2020 for Pantheon, and unfortunately here it is, unopened. Strange indeed, all these sea parks with their unopened roller coasters. I'm having deja vu with Icebreaker, because I was down at SeaWorld Orlando not too long ago. I believe that means we still have Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa, and I forgot the name of the other one that's out in San Diego. Is that Emperor? But yeah, no word, no, it's just a big mystery right now about why these have not opened. Maybe it's as simple as just a staffing issue. Maybe it's as simple as just the staffing issues, but I can't say. All right, we've made it to our first stop. Let's hope that there's enough lockers so I can put my bag away. All right, so it was a walk-on. Apollo's Chariot was a walk-on. It was so nice. I did it twice, once in the very back row, then in the third row, so just behind the quick queue. Why is quick queue the second row? That kind of stinks, no? But it's definitely running a little bit slower than last night, that's for sure. And there was a bunch of rattle in the train that I went on that was towards the front, but the back row on the first ride that I did was phenomenal, amazing. Even though it was slow, you still got a good amount of air and got whipped down those hills. It was so good to see it. During the day, I didn't realize how big that helix was that goes up, and there's also another couple of moments where you go between the supports, not just the one towards the end before you hit the brake run and then go over those humps there at the end. I love the positioning of the on-ride photo, because it's kind of like almost a false ending. You can't see that there's a drop right there, and then they take your photo, and it's the worst for capturing maybe I should say that those are some very lovely faces that everybody's making when I looked at the photos. But anyway, I really wanted a Dole Whip, but there's been a little bit of a saga with that. So here's what kind of happened with the Dole Whip yesterday. The lines were super long. I told you it was crowded. So the line was just very long. I saw that they were open at 9:30 until 9:30 p.m. and was like, okay, I'll just grab one for the end of the day. I go at 9:30 p.m. and come to find out that they're only serving drinks at that point, which I wish they would specify. So then I'm like, okay, let me get one after I go on Apollo's Chariot. But they're cleaning the Dole Whip. The Dole Whip machine, so it's going to be a little bit until that is ready, so I can take a fourth attempt at getting a Dole Whip. So I'm going to start heading over to Verde Bolton instead. All right, I made it over here to Verde Bolton, which yesterday was packed. It was like a 90-minute wait all day yesterday. They had this car even roped off. That's how crowded it was. The line looks pretty good today. Maybe like a 30-minute wait. So Verde Bolton, that time I rode in the back in the yellow train. It was kind of rattly. It was kind of harsh, like intense, but not in a fun way. The indoor part is really cool. I love all the lighting and stuff like that. I feel like in the last row though, you don't get the same experience as somebody who's like towards the front, just because of how the queues work and stuff. It seems like they get everything triggered like at the right time, if that makes sense. But otherwise, still a lot of fun. And I had to look it up. Is that really a zero ride? Because that surprises me a little bit. But Anyway, it's time to attempt to get this Dole Whip. All right, I finally achieved success here. We got a Dole Whip. I have never had it in a waffle cone before, but also I got some pineapple pieces in there. It's, yeah, this is real exciting. I'm excited for this one. Now, the question right now is, while I enjoy this, is are we gonna go try and attempt Escape from Pompeii, or go see the Clydesdales and the black-faced sheep, or whatever they're called? Because I gotta drive home after this, so I don't know if I wanna be soaking wet or not. But still, cheers. Thanks for following along. So that Dole Whip was delicious, but I needed to stop here and say hi to the Scottish Highland cattle. So I was definitely trying to keep cool on a day like today. Oh, I've been seen. What are you up to there? Oh, I feel like I'm getting the stink eye. I think next up we're gonna head here into the Highland Stables and see what's going on. Apparently they have Clydesdales here, and I think they're feeding one. Well, it's tough to tell. But yeah, looks like they're feeding one right now. There's a whole bunch in here. Yesterday when I was here, they hung where the food was so they could face us, but for whatever reason, this one's showing us our butt. I see its tail is braided though. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a trainer in there brushing him. I don't think you can see the trainer's legs, but oh, there he is. That's just how big these horses are. You got that for scale. Stopped eating immediately once they sensed that person in there. I think he's whispering secrets into her ear. On his shoulder. His name's Dakota?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it on his yeah. Okay, I'm gonna touch the horse. Oh my gosh. These aren't exactly horses that you ride, are they?
Some people do ride Clydesdales, but they are working horses. So they're better for stuff like that.
Better for work.
Wagons.
I see. It's beautiful.
Have you ever see like the police horses in New York City? So they're sometimes Clydesdales. So
Really? The police horses? Okay. Wow. So that was pretty great. They have like a little photo op when you get out of the stables there and go around, and you can pet the horse, and you can also take a photo, and apparently they can kind of like turn their head and smile on cue. So I took a pretty awesome selfie with the horse, and it was smiling. It was so great. I'm gonna see if the gray wolves are out, and if not, well, even if they are, I'm gonna head over to this aviary that you can walk through or something like that. But yeah, I enjoy this little area. It's really chill, and animals, love animals. So I did manage to find the sheep. So we have this guy. This one I think is full on in nap mode right there. And then one more over here just kind of stoically hanging out. Super cool that they have them like this. But I thought that their patterns on their face were going to be all black. But whatever. It's cool. I don't think I've ever seen this type of sheep before. They must be hot though, no? So unfortunately it does look closed here, but I think we can get a little bit of an idea of what they have inside. Well, there is a bird right here. I don't know what you are because there's no signs or anything. But wow, take a listen. There's a lot of birds in there. Well, that's super unfortunate that the aviary is closed today, but it is one of those things where they just don't have enough people to staff everything around here. But that looks like a lot of fun. Something I'll have to put on my definite to-do list whenever I come back for Pantheon and like the Rhine River cruise and a couple of Escape from Pompeii, those types of things that I didn't get a chance to do this weekend. I think next up, I might want to tread all the way over to the Alps and go visit Alpengeist, give him a little squeeze. And if there's time, maybe do a final run on Griffin. All right, we've made it to the ski lodge here. I hope there's no ghosts around. Ooh. I love the theming here. It's so cool. So Alpengeist was pretty cool. We're going over here now to check out what the wait is like for Griffin. But something I forgot to mention is that I tried the Trapper's Barbecue, if that's what it's called. I tried the sampler. Not bad, not bad. It was a little messy, a little heavy. It's taken a while to settle, if you know what I mean. It's just kind of sitting there. But mac and cheese was a little over peppered, but otherwise it was pretty good. Going the wrong way. I think I need to go this way.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But the meats themselves were pretty good. Would recommend. Probably split it with somebody. I should not have eaten that much. I'm not used to that for sure. But let's go see how bad Griffin is. All right, guys. So it looks like the line over here to Griffin is about 90 minutes. Unfortunately, I gotta get going. I gotta hit the road, so I'm not gonna have time for that. But Alpengeist was amazing. I think I knocked it a little bit because I thought that the second half wasn't as intense. It's still pretty intense, but it's like the difference between like a 10 and an 8, in my opinion, or a 10 and a 7. It's still up there, is what I'm trying to say. I tried shooting this with it. I find it a little more distracting than I thought it would, but I always like having something happening in the background. But anyway, thank you for joining me. The rankings of my favorites here that absolutely mean nothing. 1, Apollo's Chariot. 2, Alpengeist. 3, Verde Bolton. Tied kind of with Griffin. I don't know. I'm very partial to dive coasters, but being a little more objective, I would probably put Verde Bolton over Griffin. And then from there, whatever, Invader, Loch Ness Monster, I guess. But that being said, today was really cool. Just because it was less crowded. I saw people being trained for the first time at multiple locations, food locations, at the spot where I got the Dole Whip, and also on a couple of the coasters I saw people getting trained at the rides. So that's a good sign. Hopefully the things that I experienced yesterday are a thing that goes away and we just talk about like, didn't that stink? Because yeah, that really did stink. But anyway, guys, from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.